Hi, I'm Paul Friedman, founder of the Marriage Foundation, and today's question is a very good one. I like it, and I hope you do too. What should a woman do to keep her man? So let's kind of massage the context of this a little bit. Let's start by just understanding between you and me that you're having doubts about your husband or your boyfriend, your significant other remaining true to you. You feel like he may be looking elsewhere. And this is serious. This is not one of those small little problems where a little tip will help you change everything. Rather than giving you a tip, and I will give you some, I'm going to give you an understanding of what's going on. And we're going to start with there's a body, mind, and soul, which is what you are, right? You're a soul, you have a body and a mind, and you want to have that connection at the level of the soul. This is not a religious trip. This is just the way it is. You want to be with your soulmate. And your guy wants the same thing. He wants to be with his soulmate too. And there are some deep preconditions that each of you have for the other. And those preconditions actually originate in your body. Believe it or not, this is sort of how we're comprised. Our mind, you might say, is in the middle. It's in between the soul, which is you, and the body. Now, the soul, we know, is the heart. We also call it the heart. It's all about love. It's just pure, unadulterated love. You're not hungry. You're not thirsty. You don't need anything. You just need love. Love is so powerful. It's usually overlooked these days because in our society they talk about it as if it's an emotion. But your heart and love are not emotions. This is, you might say, the real deal for us as human beings. We're souls. Love is everything. Now, on the other end of the spectrum, there we have our biological body. This is an animal body. It's no different than an animal body in most ways. There is a way, but that's a different topic, than the body of a dog or a cat or a bird. And as you know from school, the body is comprised of 1 trillion individualized cells, all of which are clamoring for survival, right? It is survival that drives every living thing, not our minds, if our mind is saturated with love, but our bodies. And our mind takes up the call of the body, and it wants to survive. And it also wants to procreate. Why? Because procreation creates more of us, which is a protection. You know, the more of us there are, the safer we are. And it works in society. Obviously, now there's someone to bake our bread, someone to grow our food, someone to sell us insurance, someone to sell us a house. All of these different people, this is what comprises society, and it's safer. You know, we don't want to live in the woods and eat berries and kill animals. But that bodily drive, which is what all the trillion of cells getting together, if it didn't have you who is in control of it, it would be primal, all about survival. Part of the primal package is the package of wanting a mate. So that's there. But, and this is where Western psychology totally misses everything, and which is why you need to subscribe to this channel, because I don't miss this. The bigger part of us which is literally hidden, is our soul. And we have a deep need for love. There's no replacement for love. There's a replacement for everything else, but not for love. We have to have it. Now, your guy, because of his gender, is not as connected to his own heart as you are because of your gender. You know, they're the bodies, but they're not just the same. The male body and the female body are very different because of what their purpose is in the primal arena. And so your man is looking for something, and it's very deep in his subconscious mind. He doesn't even know it. He's looking for that connection to love. And that's why he wants to be with you. And if you don't provide it, he's not going to know, oh, you know, she's not providing me that love, but he will start looking elsewhere. So what happens is, because of our society, because of our being sucked into the material world, sort of the mundane experiences of life, all of us, unless we're consciously preventing it, we are losing our connection with each other at that higher level. And your husband wants that, needs it, craves it. And if you're asking the question, how do I keep my man? The answer is, provide that to him. We're not taught these things in school. So you're going, well, how do I do that? What do I say? What do I do? So that brings us to another very important aspect of our relationships that are never addressed, but I address it. And you could learn about this in my books. You should go to our website. You could learn about it in my books, either Breaking the Cycle. It doesn't mean I'm not going to tell you about it now, I am. Or you could read Lessons for a Happy Marriage, or if your marriage is in serious trouble. And it may or may not be. With this problem, it's 50-50. But if it is, if it's starting to slide towards failure, then by all means, look into our course for women. I've been doing this for over 20 years. Thousands of women have taken this course, and it's changed their lives. Just look at the reviews. So here's what's going on. Your husband needs this love. And the first question that you will have, typically, is, how do I demonstrate my love for him? I love him. How do I demonstrate it? And because we're not taught growing up how to manage our mind, because it's all about managing your mind, your thinking, which is the platform from which your behaviors spring, isn't in tune with your heart. And so you can't just start adding script to how you behave with your husband. You can't just say, oh, I need to say this to him. Oh, I need to do this. I need to blah, blah, blah. No, you need to literally change your thinking so that you are sincere, so that you're real, you're genuine when you are showing him that you are this doorway to love for him, because that's what he needs from you. Now, this may be going over your head because no one ever talks about it. So I'll talk about it a little bit, just so you get an idea of it. But really, this is where the course really is helpful. So, yes, we all have philosophies of how to behave and who we are. And if you really scrutinize yourself, you will realize that you don't behave in alignment with your own thinking. It's just an interesting reality. And so one of the things that we teach in the course, which is so important, not just for you, but for everybody, is how to change your habitual thinking. And I literally invented a technique to make this doable by anybody. And way back when I used to be a divorce mediator. And when I shifted, and this is going back to 2001, when I shifted, I had originally just an idea of look, we all want the same thing out of marriage. We want love and we want happiness. And honestly, as human beings, it's a birthright, but no one knows how to have that. So what I did was I said, okay, these are the goals when you're married. And I used to be a divorce mediator. I'm shifting, I'm putting out the word, and of course I had a good platform because of that. I was able to talk to people and start getting them to send people to me to help their marriage. And my system was very simple in the very beginning. It was like, listen, if you do this, it contributes to happiness and love. If you do this, it's detrimental. It takes away from happiness and love, so stay focused. And my very first clients were so happy. But John, I'll call him John, came back to me and he said, Paul, your stuff is perfect. I don't know why we didn't learn this, but I'm having a lot of difficulty. I keep falling back into, and I went, wow, okay, let me take a look at this. And I realized that we need to be able to control our thoughts. We need to be able to change our habits. We need to be able to pulverize. I used the word pulverize. We need to be able to pulverize our emotions. I did plenty of research on this. You know, in the psych community, they talk about emotions as being almost holy. And I say, no, they're not. They're actually a software in your mind that is far from holy. It's just mechanical. And so you have to get these under control. Anger, you should be able to totally eliminate it completely from your life. I did, and many people have, using this SO technique that I created. So, you know, there's certain elements. You want to keep your man. Great. You have to first start with understanding why he's there with you in the first place. He's there for you for love, for happiness, just as you're there with him for those same reasons. But you're not doing that which it takes. Can I just change my behavior? Try it. It won't work. It won't hold. You need to have a method that gives you the power over your mind. You have to master your mind. No one ever talks about this. And it's the truth. And it's essential. So that's what you need. So you keep in mind, I want to be happy and I want to feel loved, and that's all I'm going to put into my marriage, into my relationship, into my guy. That's all I'm going to do, because that's what I want back. He's not going to give it back, but you live in a container. And if you fill that container with honey and sugar and everything sweet, your marriage will be that way. But you have to be able to control, to master your mind. And that's oftentimes the missing link. There's many programs out there that are useless, but there's many that are pretty good. And that's really where they go. I take it to another level. I say, no, you want all those things, but now you have to learn how to master your own mind. And then your vision of love and happiness for your marriage will be fulfilled. It's not a dream that can't come true. You can do this. So I hope that was helpful for you. I hope you're able to put it all together and make that work for you. Definitely subscribe to this channel so you could learn more and more about marriage. You could write in. It's a free service. You could write in to the Marriage Foundation, go to the website and take a look, see what we have to offer. But we're here for you, to help you. That's all we're here for. That's it. So thank you for spending time with me. Like the video if you did. Leave a comment if you wish. You could see how other people respond in other videos. And thank you for spending time. Blessings to you, and take care. God bless.